For more than 60 years, the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, or SPC as it is known, have been assisting Pacific communities with technical and advisory services to empower Pacific Islanders to respond to the challenges they face in our fast-changing world.
South Pacific Commission, it was called then, was established just after the war, and primarily to assist the so-called newly developing island states with their development goals. So it was to provide technical, scientific, policy and research advice to help Pacific Island countries and territories to meet their development expectations.
SPC was the first regional organization established in the Pacific. Born in 1947, around the same time as the United Nations, its members are the Pacific Community, supported by 4 of the remaining founding partners, Australia, France, New Zealand and the United States of America. It is a bilingual organization with English and French as the working languages. The organization's governing council is the Conference of the Pacific Community, which meets every 2 years. In years when the conference does not meet, the Committee of the Representatives of Governments and Administrations, CRGA, a committee of the conference, is empowered to make decisions. There are 2 directorates. The first is the Directorate of Programs, headed by a Deputy Director General who will be responsible for leading 7 technical divisions. The second directorate, also headed by a Deputy Director General, is the Directorate of Operations and Management with 3 main functions: Corporate Services, Program Support Services, and the management of SPC's decentralized offices, the North Pacific and the Solomon Islands. The third Deputy Director General is the Director General's representative based in Suva, Fiji, who has the specific role of host country liaison and to progress the Pacific Village Initiative. The Deputy Director General also works closely with development partners based in Fiji and liaises with SPC's 22 member countries that have diplomatic missions in Fiji. Under the Office of Director General are 2 units. The first is the Strategic Engagement Policy and Planning Facility, which provides long-term analysis, research and technical support to programs and other organizational initiatives. The second is the Public Relations and Communications.
But the big change happened when the former SOPAC, the Geosciences Group, and the South Pacific Bureau for Educational Assessment merged with SPC, and so the numbers swelled to over 600 staff in a relatively short period of time. So there's more staff, and clearly the organizational requirements to support more staff is bigger. But SPC continues to provide pretty much the same services in terms of what it's always done.
SPC, as the key Pacific-owned organization, aims to assist Pacific Island countries and territories exploit their opportunities and achieve their development goals. There are 7 technical divisions. The Applied Geoscience and Technology Division, SOPAC, ensures that Pacific Island countries and territories are better able to monitor and assess natural resources, systems and processes, develop, manage and govern their natural resources, and manage vulnerability and risks. The Economic Development Division, EDD, includes the energy and transport programs. The goal of EDD is sustainable economic development through accessible, affordable, efficient, secure and safe energy and transport services in both the maritime and aviation sectors. The Education, Training and Human Development, ETHD division, recognizes that in addition to economic factors, sustainable development depends on strong communities with access to knowledge and education, adequate livelihoods, and enjoyment of human rights, including freedom from physical violence. Fisheries, Aquaculture and Marine Ecosystems FAME division includes the oceanic and coastal fisheries programs. The work of the division is to support Pacific Island countries and territories in the sustainable management of their fisheries resources for economic growth, food security, and environmental conservation. Emphasis is also placed on science-based management to combat the growing problem of overfishing. The Land Resource Division, LRD, has an integrated work program that covers 3 sectors: land, agriculture, and forestry. The goal of the division is to improve food and nutritional security of the Pacific community through sustainable management and development of land, agriculture, and forest resources. The Public Health Division assists members in developing healthier Pacific Island communities by providing assistance in public health surveillance, prevention of communicable and non-communicable diseases, and strengthening national health systems and capacities of member countries. The Statistics for Development Division, SDD, aims to strengthen the capacity of national statistical systems, working on improving the collection of statistics and assisting members to develop functioning and sustainable databases across key sectors.
We have to think about how do we continue to be relevant, to be useful, to use what we have by way of the money that we get as best we can. So those demands require us to think about how we approach the work. So it's not changing what we do as such, it's more improving how we work. And that's where this notion of an integrated approach, so rather than, sectors just working within the, say, fisheries or public health or whatever, we need to work across those areas in an integrated way. The other challenge for us is about moving away from project-related funding to a longer-term partnership type arrangement, which we've been able to do with Australia. So at the moment, we have a 10-year partnership agreement with Australia, which is excellent because we can plan for the future with some certainty. We know where we're going. The countries know what they can and cannot expect from us. And then it's supported by a 3-yearly funding cycle, not an annual funding cycle. So that's where we want to go, and we want to do that with most of our development partners. In other words, it becomes less reliant on what's called project funding.
SPC, with assistance and support of Pacific Island countries and territories, continues to secure and provide a prosperous environment for all Pacific Islanders.
We are single-minded in our approach to support the island members. In other words, we're not distracted by the global priorities. We learn from the global priorities. We take note of those, but fundamentally we are indigenous to the region, and we are solely focused on supporting both the countries and the territories within our region.
SPC takes pride in the delivery of its services to member countries and territories. With the global economic and social changes, the organization continues to evolve to maintain its service delivery and meet the challenges that lie ahead.